Episode 9 of Soul Leveling is out, and my oh my does it expand upon his character. Before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. But yeah, let's jump into the video. Before we get into that, the episode was mostly broken into two major parts, one being the mom rising from almost dead, like the eternal sleep thing, and the second one being the Jeju Ant arc. But yeah, let's jump into the mom rising from the dead, essentially. After Sung Jin-Woo took down the Demon King Baron, he got the last ingredient that he was looking for to make the elixir of life. And once he made it, he had 6 ingredients, or rather he had 6 portions of the elixir of life. So he needs just one, so just keep that in mind. It might come in handy later on. Sung Jin-Woo made his way out of the dungeon and he made a beeline to his mother, and because he was partly unsure whether the cure will work, because on paper it should work, but he's not sure and he just has to trust what the system is saying, that the cure will work. This was the first time since he became Sung Jin-Woo, the S-rank hunter, that we've seen him nervous about something, unsure about an outcome, because usually when we see him, especially since after he had his major glow up, he hasn't been the guy that's unsure. He always is confident, he's always sure, and like he knows what he's doing. But in this situation, he is nervous and we can see it. From the moment he entered his mother's room, thinking about how he gave her the burn marks on her neck when he was a kid, and now like his hand was quivering, like you could see him trying to feed her the cure, but like he was nervous, scared. And we see how emotional and impactful the moment is, especially with the OST. Oh my god, the OST is phenomenal. And after he fed her the cure and her cheeks started to like plump up, because she's been in a coma for 4 years, so she hasn't really eaten solid food. Her cheeks plump up, the neck scar disappears, and she's slowly gaining life. You can see her skin coming back to life, and the animation of that scene was phenomenal. And then came the moment when she woke up, she saw Sung Jin-Woo, and she's like, how many years has it been? He's like, 4 years. And Sung Jin-Woo breaks down, because this is, to me, probably the most character development I've seen for this character of Sung Jin-Woo, because usually it's not gonna say, but it's kind of like a one-dimensional character. He doesn't really have a lot of layers to him, but this added the layers that we needed to see from this character. After the mother woke up and like the hospital realized she's up, the hospital was scrambling, because like no one has ever woken up from an eternal slumber. I mean, that's why it's called eternal slumber. So she is gone, but like she woke up and now they're like, what happened? Like, what are so many questions? Sung Jin-Woo and his sister made the request to like get their mother like out of the hospital to move back in with their family, and she came back. The house was a mess, but of course, like he left a teenager in charge of the house, but that's neither here nor there. He came back to the house and like they had this nice wholesome family moment that they were trying to clean up the house, and the mother was reminiscing about all these things, like their dad asking Sung Jin-Woo and his sister whether they've heard from their dad ever since she went into the coma, and they were like they still haven't heard from him. But us, the audience, we know that the dad is kind of back on the map, because he beat up that other S-rank hunter that is Korean that lives in America. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. I'm going to put his image on the screen. Him. So we know he's up, but we don't know his situation. Is he still Sung Jin dad, or like is he something is off with him? We don't know the situation, but I feel like that's going to come into play later on also. And as they're reminiscing about everything, that's when Sung Jin-Woo got the call from the Hunters Association trying to find his situation, because they haven't been able to reach out to him since the Ant arc setup has been put in motion. Sung Jin-Woo goes on to meet the chairman, and the chairman tells him straight up like, we need your help. And Sung Jin-Woo is kind of hesitant, because from his perspective as a hunter, like it's something that he wants, something that he would like, because this will allow him to level up, get more stronger shadows. But from a human perspective, his mom just regained consciousness and he wants to spend time with family. So he was kind of conflicted of which option to take, and that's when he heard the bang, and He goes to the gym with the chairman to find out the S rank hunters are training there, and even the Japanese hunters had just arrived. And it seems like it's gonna get crazy. But before we got to the gym, the chairman told us, or rather, he was talking to his aide and he was telling him how he met Thomas Andre, who is the strongest hunter in the world. Thomas Andre is supposedly the person that could fight country. So, like, how powerful is this dude? We don't know. In the manga, we know, or the manhwa, we know, but in the anime, keep an eye out for him. Like, he is different. But yeah, the episode essentially ended with the Japanese versus Korean hunters, S-rank hunters, having like a face-off. I thought there was more to the episode. Like, I was hooked. This is the first episode that I was like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? And then the theme song started, and I was like, oh, it's the end of the episode. But yeah, I can't wait to see what happens there, because it seems like it's gonna get crazy, because it's gonna be Koreans versus Japan, and it's gonna be quite something to see, quite the sight to see. And also, it seems like Goto, like the head of the guild master for the Japanese, it seems like he's curious about Sung Jin-Woo, and he can sense that Sung Jin-Woo is not like the other S ranks, because he said this guy is an assassin type, and then they're like, no, he's a mage type, but he gave him that look that I know something is off. But yeah, I can't wait to see what happens in the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Thumbs out.